Hello friends, welcome to my channel PT Learn for Free. I hope my videos are helping you in clearing PT examinations. If you haven't gone or subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe to channels where I have created a lot of videos for you to pass the PT examination. I'm getting a lot of feedbacks and a lot of comments and responses, and thank you for that. Thank you for your support. So today, guys, I'm going to make a video on. I'm making a video on repeat sentences. Though I have already shared my tips about repeat sentences in my previous video, but yet I am making this video again. For you to pass because I am getting a lot of responses, a lot of queries from you guys on how to basically go about the repeat sentence, because this is one section where I think most of you are struggling, and most of you have a question like, how can we is repeat sentence a section of memory, or how should we proceed with that? If there is a long repeat sentence, or there's a sentence with a lot of words, how do we go about it? We are struggling to memorize the repeat sentence as soon as we hear that. So how to go about it? So to clear all these doubts, I'm making this video, and I hope like this video will help you to remove your fear of repeat sentence, because I think this is one a section which not only impacts your speaking but also impacts your listening. So those who are struggling with listening, maybe you are struggling in repeat sentence, because I think speaking module is quite easy module for most of them to score the passing mark. Is the other section which is where people struggle. But for those who are struggling speaking module, and in particular the repeat sentence, I think I will share you a tip on how to score and pass the speaking section. Now let's first understand how PT is basically scoring repeat sentence. As I said earlier, guys, those who are struggling to pass PTE 65 or to get 79, even after repeatedly getting videos, I would highly recommend to watch my videos on how I am first strategizing myself to understand the scoring, because unless you don't understand the scoring, no matter how much hard work or efforts you put on, it will go on waste. So guys, the first and the foremost thing is to strategize yourself, and that is how we are going to do it. So first, if you have already given repeat sentence, you would know. And for those who will be trying for the first time, so you will hear a prompt of length 3 to 9 seconds. So after listening to that recording, there will be the recorder will start, and where you need to start repeating that sentence. So you normally get 15 seconds to do that. So as soon as your recorder starts, don't pause for long. I would say to immediately start your start speaking the sentence. Sometimes taking longer pause may computer may think that you haven't spoken uh, or you haven't given any response. So be careful of that. So as soon as your recorder starts recording and you see this black navigator start running, you start your recording. Don't start your answer until you don't see this black bar started to run. So wait for this to start and then you start your answer, otherwise you may miss the first word. The first word will not get recorded, so be mindful of that. So coming back to the strategy, now let's see how to answer this question. Now, those who have this query, like whether what should we do or how we will be scored if we are answering 50% in repeat sentence, we don't get all the repeat sentence correct, or we don't get all the sentence correct. So to answer those queries only, I am making this video. So just stay tuned and watch till the end. So the what PT is basically saying, the audio begins to play automatically when the audio finishes, the microphone opens and the recording starts. As I said, speak into the microphone immediately and repeat exactly what you heard. You should speak clearly. There is no need to rush. So PT itself is saying that first, those who are nervous, those who are fearful, please, I think, don't rush. That after your you hear the sentence, you just start immediately and say in a very fast way, don't do that, because that may be one reason where you are losing mark. Even you are speaking correctly, you are losing some mark in pronunciation or fluency. Speaking is all about three factors. Number one is fluency, number two is pronunciation, and the least is the content, right? If you are good with fluency, if you are good with pronunciation, you will pass, you will sail through speaking, you will sail through every section of speaking. So be mindful of that. You need to be fluent. And your pronunciation should be clear. When I say fluent, which means not too fast, not too slow, you should go in a normal tone, and you should speak without stopping, without a pause, like you should not do that. So watch my earlier videos where I have clearly explained how to do that, so I'm not going much onto that. So the tips. So you will be scored on the correct word sequences. Sequences means as the sentence has spoken right from the first and the last word. If you speak all the words according to sequence, you will get that you produce for this item type. So the more phrases you understand, the better your reproduction sentence will be. For example, there are three phases in sentences separated by I and each. Like if you see, next week's tutorial on Tuesday has been cancelled. So what PT is telling, that you need to understand the meaning of the sentence and not memorize the sentence. So for those guys who think repeat sentence is a memory, PT itself says that it is not a memory game. You need to understand the meaning. So let's say you hear it, next week's tutorial on Tuesday has been cancelled. Now, if you have added or if you missed any word, that's still okay. Like let's say next week's tutorial is on Tuesday, and you say which has been cancelled. Now if you say like that, obviously it's not that you have said anything wrong, right? If you have said in a proper way, uh, maintain your fluency and maintaining pronunciation, you will still get marks, right? And even if you miss the word, let's say you say next week's tutorial has been cancelled, you missed on Tuesday, that's okay. In the content section you will not get full mark, but you will get your fluency and your pronunciation, right? So guys, focus on that. Don't think that you need to memorize the whole sentence. Now I have also seen a lot of videos of various PT teacher instructor in various social media on YouTube channel. They're stating that 50%, even if you speak 50% of repeat sentence, you are getting good mark in speaking. And many of them have even proved that by doing a live demo. I don't know whether that is correct or not, but if they have done some live demo and they are able to show that, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, I'm not sure. But what they are saying is like, even if you get 50% right, you should not panic, because if you think repeat sentence is your weaker section, then getting even 50% right can still stay through, because you have to still work on your other modules. So if you are good in other modules like read aloud, describe image, retell lecture, or answer short question, and you struggle in repeat sentence, so even if you get 50%, you should ensure that this all sections you score full marks to get good score. One more thing, that even if you speak 50%, maybe you can get 90, or maybe you can get 80 plus in speaking, but it will impact your other module. It will not, for 100% sure, you will not get full marks in other module, or you may struggle in other module, because repeat sentence also carries mark in listening. So for those YouTubers or those people who are claiming that you speak 50% and you will get full marks in PT, be very careful, be mindful. You only do that when you are confident that the other modules in speaking and listening section, you are able to score full, or at least you score good marks. If you are confident, then you go it. If not, then you need to work. Either you work in this module or you work in other modules in speaking section or listening section. Yeah. So as I said, like, you need to be very fluent. You need to speak constantly. You need not to rush. You don't have to memorize it. You just have to understand the meaning of the sentence. If you just listen to the sentence and understand the meaning, at least you will get 80 to 90% correct. Sometimes maybe 100% correct. But if you just memorize it, I'm 100% sure that you will miss a lot of words, because if your memory is good, well and good. For those whose memories are not good, 100% sure you will miss a lot of words and you will struggle to speak. When you start speaking, you should speak confidently. Even if you're speaking wrong, speak confidently. Does not matter, because fluency and pronunciation, you want to score full marks in that. You don't want to lose in that. Okay, another thing what the PT says: copy the stress and intonation patterns of the sentence you hear. So copy the stress and intonation patterns mean you have to make a note of the how speaker uses and stress and uses stress and annotation on the recording. These patterns help you to convey meaning. Speak calmly and clearly, copying the stress intonation. Sorry. For example, look at the pattern in the example. The stressed words or syllables are underlined. So what this is probably telling is that when you hear the repeat sentence when during the exam, there are various sentences which may sound like a question mark. Like for example, are you going to school? When you ask someone this question, are you going to school? It sounds like you're questioning him, right? So you need to speak that sentence in the same tone. Now if you say, are you going to school, so PT will understand that it is a sentence, it's not a question. So you will lose mark even though you are giving all the sentence correct. So that's what they are saying, the stress on the words, I mean stress on the speaker, how it stresses that particular sentence, whether it's a question mark, whether it's a, it's not a question, sentence not having any questions, or something like that. So you need to be very careful of how speaker is using its tone, and if you try to use the same tone or in the same manner, then probably you're going to get good marks. Now stressed words, now what happens is like there are certain words, for example, which ends with s, like for example students, and there is also student. Now if you say student got good marks, now the sentence is students got good marks. Now student and marks both are ending with s, but if you don't stress on that s, you will lose marks. So you have spoken the whole sentence correctly, fluently, you pronounced, you're losing on pronunciation over here, because it is students, not student. So you have to stress on the s, like students got full marks, it did that. So you need to stress on that word for the computer to understand what are you saying, to computer distinguish between two words. Now student and students, there is a hell lot of difference, right? It may change the meaning of the sentence altogether. So be very careful on that. That's what PT is telling. No need to memorize, understand the meaning, you know, speak fluently, pronounce correctly. Even you get 50% words, that's okay, but speak in a proper manner, right? If a question, if a speaker is speaking a sentence which has a question in it, so speak in that tone, understand the meaning. Don't understand, don't try to memorize it, because if you see, like if you are struggling in test, maybe like last exam you would have memorized it, you were trying to memorize the sentence, and you didn't, that strategy didn't work. So try this strategy this time and see if it works or not. I'm 100% sure it will work. It worked for me, it will work for you as well, right? Okay, how the question is scored. Content. Does your response include all the word and only words in the sentence, and only these? Content is scored by counting the number of correct word sequences in response. Having almost nothing from the prompt will negatively score your word, right? Oral fluency. So does your response demonstrate a smooth, effortless and natural rate of speech? Oral fluency is scored by determining your rhythm, phrasing and stress should be smooth. The best response spoken at a constant and natural rate of speech with appropriate phrasing. So you need to speak in a constant rate, not too fast, not too slow. Pronunciation, determine if your speech is correctly understandable to most of the regular speakers of the language. The best response contains vowels and consonants pronunciation. Like as I said, the words should clearly stand out, like student, students, marks. That kind of work should clearly stand out for computer to understand. So repeat sentence, in order to crack repeat sentence, content, oral fluency, pronunciation. I know for oral fluency and pronunciation, most of you will score it. It's the content where you are struggling. So try to at least get 50%, by understanding the meaning of the sentence. So even if you get 50%, so you are through, right? Because you are scoring full marks in oral and pronunciation. If you don't get the content right, if you don't get the oral fluency right, if you don't get the pronunciation right, then no one can help you. Even God cannot help you, right? You have to focus. You have to sit and decide what is your strength out of the three. If your strength is memory, go for the content. Memorize and do it. If your strength is not content or memory, go for all. Work on your fluency, work on your pronunciation, right? Now let's see the scoring card of repeat sentence. Yeah, there you go. Now you get 10 to 12 repeat sentences. You get 3. All words are correct. See 2. You get 2 marks if 50% in the response from the prompt is in current sequence. Like for example, I go to school every day. Now you didn't listen every day, or you didn't remember. You say I go to school, but you still get 2 marks, right? Instead of 3, right? And one is less than 50%. Like I go, if you say I go, you just get less than 50%. To try to focus on listening to more than 50% of the words, understand the meaning of the sentence. So this is for the content. So if you see, content has very low score, 3 2 1, whereas pronunciation has 5 4 3 2 1. Oral fluency has 5. So there is more weightage to pronunciation, there is more weightage to oral fluency. That is the tip for me, guys. I think most of the YouTuber and influencer will not say you that the more weightage in repeat sentence is on pronunciation and oral fluency. This is being told by PTE itself. So those who are asking you to memorize it, get your content fully right, blah blah blah. Even if you get 50%, but your more weightage is towards pronunciation and oral fluency, and it makes sense because they are they are testing your speaking ability. They're not testing your memory skills, right? They're testing your pronunciation and oral fluency. So that's the reason why there is more weightage on that. So for those who are struggling in repeat sentence, for those who are struggling in memorizing the repeat sentence, or those who are struggling to remember all the words in the repeat sentence, focus on pronunciation, focus on fluency, and get at least 50% content right. I'm 100% sure you'll be able to listen to 50% for sure. You will sail through repeat sentence for sure. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to look around various videos, tips and channels. Just follow this, my advice, and I'm 100% sure you will sail through. If you're still struggling, please write it in the comment section, and I will find out any other tips which I can help you. But try this. Focus on pronunciation, focus on oral fluency, focus less on content, and you will be able to be able to say through repeat sentence, and you'll get pass mark in and speaking. One more thing, for those who are saying speak 50%, don't only concentrate on that. Try to score full in content also, because you need to ensure that not only speaking, but you have to also pass in listening. So if you are faltering in repeat sentence, that's okay. As I said earlier, you need to get all the other modules correct, and also the in listening you have to get all the modules correct for you to sail through. So you need to strategize in that way. So guys, I hope this help you. This is a tip for repeat sentence, and I hope you next time you get good marks in this section, and all your fear on repeat sentence will go away if you follow this. If you have any further queries, please put your comments in the comment section, and do like and subscribe my channel PT Learn for Free. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.